Hello and welcome to another episode of Botanical Brews and Bizarre Phenomena. I'm your host, Jack, and today we're diving into the world of mysterious sounds. Now, I uploaded my first episode recently as a regular podcast, and I want to start uploading it to YouTube as well. I have to wait for verification before I'm even able to upload a podcast. So a video, I think, is a good idea, so you can see me. Yeah. And I'm going to upload the base audio for those listening on podcast sites such as Podbean. You will not see the video, but there won't be any editing in the video or cuts to images. So those who are listening through podcasts will not miss out on anything, basically. But literally only uploaded my first podcast like 2 hours ago, but because I'm completely new to it, I'm using old, outdated software. My camera is a Logitech. I don't know how old it is. It's not terrible. It's not terrible quality. My webcam on my laptop is way worse. This is much better. So you guys can see me a little better. Not that there's much to see. Hang on a sec. This thing stops spinning. There we are. It's meant to be perpetually going on. It's got a battery in it. So I don't know why it stopped. But yes, if you don't know what my podcasts are about, basically, I took two of the things I like the most, tea and science, and I was like, why not combine them, Why not drink some tea, right? So in here is some Yunnan black tea with some chamomile. That's my phone going off. Yunnan black tea and chamomile blend I made myself. It's delicious. I drank it in the last episode. Don't know if you guys can hear this, but it's still not finished. So I think I'm going to finish it in this episode. So you guys get to see me actually drink the tea, which is embarrassing now that I think about it. But moving on, today I want to talk about the Taos Hum. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it was a strange low-frequency humming noise that has been reported by the residents of Taos, New Mexico. So I remember I watched a YouTube video about this a while back, but this is my first time talking about it and looking at looking into the whole mystery of all of it. But basically, there was a hum that was a constant droning sound that is only heard by a select few of people that just happened randomly for no apparent reason. And I'll look through my research here. So it was first reported in the early 1990s when a group of residents in Taos began to complain about hearing a persistent humming noise. The hum was described as a low rumbling sound that could be heard indoors and outdoors, day and night. It was especially noticeable in quiet environments and was said to cause headaches, sleep disturbances, and even nausea in some individuals. Now, we're no stranger to strange sounds. There was that whole phenomena that happened. I can't remember the date or where, but the sound of trumpets could be heard. Now, if this is news to you and you haven't heard of this strange thing before, it's happened, supposedly. There's lots of YouTube videos about it. Just type in trumpets in sky, and you'll get lots of videos about it. So we're not unprivy to strange noises in this world. Hear them all the time. And the Taos Hum, though, the only difference between this one was that it invoked a feeling, like a physical reaction by the sound for the residents of Taos. So obviously there's many things it could be, and there's lots of speculation to what it could be. But let's move on with the about it. So the phenomena attract the attention of researchers and scientists who conducted numerous studies to determine the source of the hum. They used sensitive microphones and other recording equipment to try to capture the sound, but their efforts were largely unsuccessful. The hum seemed to defy conventional explanation, leading to a variety of theories about its origin. So I don't know. So this kind of makes me think of a phenomenon that happened with. So I can't remember the exact details. As you can tell, I'm not very prepared. I'm very much looking at my information and talking, and I have some semblance of a script, but I'm not following it perfectly. It's like this isn't in the script, but there was this strange occurrence one day where I, I can't remember where or when, but these villagers would just start dancing wildly, randomly, for no apparent reason. One sec. If you've got a tea, now's the best time to sip it. But they would start dancing wildly, randomly, days on end, to the point where they just collapse from exhaustion. Now, it was coined as just hysteria, right? It was like, I can't remember the exact word for it, but it was because when one started dancing, everyone else started dancing because they were, they thought there was something going on. And mass hysteria basically happened. And everyone believed that there was some weird thing going on that made them want to dance. And so they danced. So I'm not sure if this humming is related to that. I mean, a tight knit community, I'm assuming that Taos is. If someone in the town reports a deep hum and it makes them tired or anxious, that could, in theory, lead to hysteria, and others could start potentially hearing that same sound and feeling those same things. But let's move on anyway. So obviously the scientists couldn't detect any kind of hum. One popular theory suggests that the Taos hum is caused by low-frequency sound waves generated by industrial machinery, such as compressors, pumps, and generators. These sounds can travel long distances through the ground and air and may be amplified by certain environmental conditions, making them more noticeable to some individuals. Now, again, not crazy. I'm assuming that the New Mexico area has oil rigs. They probably mine, and I'm not against the idea of fracking either. I'm assuming they do fracking over in that part. If there's oil, there's going to be fracking going on. If there's natural gas, there'll be fracking going on. And fracking itself is loud, causes vibrations through the ground. So it's not impossible that industrial processes could do such a phenomena. But the weird thing is, right, so for one, they couldn't measure it, right, so that's a bit strange because a microphone should be able to pick up a hum that is audible to the human ear. Secondly, if it's invoking feelings of like nausea. So what it kind of reminds me of is the brown note, which the Mythbusters did do an episode on. I know, I've watched it, and they disproved it. It didn't really do anything when they fully tested it, but there is obviously still research about the brown note, and if you're not aware of what the brown note is, you're best to look it up. Watch the Mythbusters episode on the brown note. But basically, it's a hypothesized tone that, when listened to, can make one defecate. Right, and that's the nicest way of me saying it. I'm not going to say what I would say normally, but it makes someone defecate themselves. And another thing as well, this is something else. It's not on the similar thing. I don't know any of the history of where the brown note came from, but we also know from history that sound has been used in war. Right, sound is used quite often to disperse crowds, and it was used in Vietnam too, not to the same extent, but they played sounds. They said they played ghostly sounds through the jungles to kind of make the Viet Cong too scared to fight, or they'd flee the forests because they thought it was the spirits of their ancestors. So we know for a fact that sound can instill emotion, depending on the sound. This is starting to go into all of the alpha beats and beta waves and all of that kind of stuff, which it's evidence is iffy on whether that works or not. I'm not saying it couldn't work, but in terms of this hum causing such emotion and not being able to be readable is quite weird. But let's have a look. So let's continue. Another theory proposes that the hum is caused by natural geological processes, such as seismic activity of the movement of tectonic plates, which makes a lot of sense. These processes can generate low-frequency vibrations that travel through the Earth's crust and may be perceived as a humming noise by sensitive individuals. Now, again, makes sense, right? If out of all the theories there, it's very plausible. Um, Again, I'm not a geologist or a geographer, so um, I've never experienced an earthquake. I live in the UK. We live in the centre of a plate, so um, earthquakes are rare. I'm pretty sure there have been some here, but definitely not to the extent that the Americas would get or the rest of the world. Some researchers have even suggested that the Taos Hum is a form of infrasound, which is sound waves with frequencies below the range of human hearing. Infrasound can be produced by a variety of sources, including natural events like earthquakes and volcanic eruptions, as well as man-made activities like explosions and heavy plural machinery. It's possible that certain individuals are more sensitive to infrasound and can perceive it as a humming noise. So again, despite these theories, they're all theories at the end of the day, aren't they? They're all just as plausible as the next, but it still remains unknown. The phenomena is not limited to Taos, New Mexico, either, which is strange. Similar hums have been reported to other parts of the United States, as well as Canada, the United Kingdom, okay, that's cool, and Australia. Each location has its own unique set of circumstances and characteristics, but the common thread to the mysterious low-frequency humming noise. So clearly it's not just one location, it seems to be all over. Now, if I can remember what I kind of learned from geography in school, right, is seismic sound waves can travel through the earth, can't they? I mean, I don't know why I'm saying can't they. I'm sure someone in the comments is very much more educated on this matter than myself. So if you have expert knowledge on how sound travels through the Earth's crust and then through the molten core and other layers of the Earth, then that's how that. Then please feel free to comment in the comments that. Um, but despite these theories, it still remains unknown. So that's something we've got to remember. There is no definitive answer to where these hums came from, what caused these hums. So with all that in mind, let's just take a minute to appreciate like our tea. So if you've got a cup of tea, this would be the time you would have a nice swig of it. Mine is not hot anymore; it's quite cold now. Again, chamomile and Yunnan black tea. If you ever get the chance, try Yunnan. I definitely recommend it. Um, I've got all kinds of tea in my cupboard, literally an entire drawer dedicated to it. Um, so again, I kind of feel like a bit like a what's the word? One of those people that sits and ponders things and thinks about them while sipping a tea. Helps with mental clarity. So tea is great. If you've got coffee, coffee's great too. Green tea is very high in caffeine. So if you like caffeine and want energy and want to keep the tea, then you can drink green tea. But I'm going to take a sip. So, yeah, not as hot as it was. But moving on. So while the Taos hum is fascinating, it's not the only mysterious sound reported in nature. Okay. So other strange sounds include the bloop. It's an interesting sound. A powerful ultra-low frequency underwater sound detected by the National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA. Now, this is actually interesting because I went down a rabbit hole recently where I learned about the Taos hum and the trumpets being played in the sky. I think I did watch a video about this bloop. You can find it all on YouTube. If you want to hear the actual bloop, I'll see about getting links to the video down below in the description. But it was basically just a really strange sound that they couldn't explain, and they believe it was volcanic or geothermal like vents. But I'll continue reading from the research. So it was an ultra low frequency underwater sound detected by the National. I've already said that. I'm not going to say it again. In 1997. The bloop was so loud that it was detected by multiple sensors over a distance of more than 5,000 kilometers. Its origin remains a mystery, with some speculating that it could be caused by a massive underwater creature or geological activity. Now, I like the whole underwater creature part. Gives me Subnautica vibes. As we all know, sound waves travel differently in water than they do in air. I can't remember if it's faster or slower. Well, air is less dense than water, so it'd be faster, wouldn't it? So obviously, being able to hear something like that magnitude in a span of 5,000 kilometers is quite worrying because, again, we haven't explored the whole ocean. So there could be anything down there. And another example is the Skyquake, where strange, loud, unexplained booming noises are heard coming from the sky. These sounds have been reported in various parts of the world, including the United States, Canada, and Italy. The cause of skyquakes is still unknown, with theories ranging from sonic booms created by aircraft to atmospheric disturbances and even extraterrestrial activity. Now, the extraterrestrial activity part, I'm unsure about. Like I said, I'm no expert in any of these fields in particular, but I believe if an alien vessel wanted to enter Earth's atmosphere and not be detected, it wouldn't allow itself to be heard by such a sound. They're so intelligent they can travel from intergalactic space. I'm sure they can conceal the sound their ships make. The only time I'd think an alien or UFO would want to do that is because they want to be heard. But then again, we wouldn't know, would we? But that doesn't matter. There's definitely, on terms of where I stand with extraterrestrials, they're definitely out there. Whether they're here on Earth, again, we'll never know. That, you know, because at the end of the day, even if we did know, it's not going to make much of a difference. If anything, it would cause a lot of existential dread in a lot of people. So if aliens decide to show themselves to us, then that's their choice. If they don't decide to show themselves to us, there's obviously a good reason for it. But anyway, moving on. So as we explore these strange sounds, it's important to remain curious and open-minded. Science is a continually evolving field, and new discoveries can shed light on these mysteries. Whether it's the Taos Hum, the Bloop, or Skyquakes, each phenomena offers a glimpse into the fascinating and unpredictable nature of our world. So whether you're a science enthusiast or just someone who enjoys a good cup of tea, I hope you'll join us on this journey through the strange and wonderful world of natural phenomena. Stay tuned for more episodes where we will explain more bizarre phenomena and fascinating science behind them. So that is the end of this episode. Thank you all for listening and watching, if you're watching this on YouTube. I will post I don't know what I'm going to do my episode 3 on yet. Like I said, really new to this. But I want to make stuff that is high quality, and I want to make stuff that is interesting and gets people's brains thinking, and give people a chance to just sit out, whatever they're doing, listen, watch, just relax, have a tea, have a coffee, have any drink. This world is so fast paced. There's so much going on all the time. I don't think anyone really gets the chance to just sit back and be curious. I very much, in my first episode, I discussed about quite a lot. I'm very much a curious person. I've got ADHD. I've had it my whole life. So everything interests me. Can literally be anything. I've honestly got every hobby under the sun. As my friends call me, I'm a jack of trades, master of none, which is a compliment to me anyway. Might be seen as an insult to some, but I want to continue talking about these things and getting people thinking about things. So if there's any way I can improve my podcasts or videos, please tell me in the comments. If you liked it, tell me what you liked about it. If you didn't like it, then please tell me what you didn't like about it. I really want feedback. Feedback's the best thing for a beginner like me. If you have ideas for new videos or podcasts, please, again, let me know. I will reply to every comment I can. And if you enjoyed it, like and subscribe. I'll post my podcasts channel on there too. But I don't know if I'm going to do I'm just going to do YouTube and podcasts at the same time. I think. So why not? And yeah. So if you guys enjoyed it, please let me know. And I hope you guys have a good day. Right, goodbye, everyone.